So how did Hey Dude start?
I don't know why. I lived in Hawaii, so maybe that's a thing, or just the California vibe, like dude.
Just say 3 tips to when a brand is trying to go viral.
I think that the top 3 would be audit yourself and do the opposite. See what's working and what's not working, and try to stop selling your product and start being more authentic and funny.
Hi, if you don't know me, my name is Celeste Moore. I'm a certified image consultant, and I help influencers, creators, speakers really discover and master their own unique style so that they can command any room that they walk in. Today, I'm very blessed to have Courtney Ferris with us today. Yes, Miss, if you haven't seen Beast Games, go check it out because she was not just any contestant, but in the top 10. So we're gonna get into that in a few minutes, but I wanna kind of introduce her today, a creative visionary in digital marketing and visual storytelling. So Courtney's been on reality TV, worked with celebrities and pro athletes, and is the go-to woman for viral UGC. So influencer campaigns and creative direction. Whether she's styling a shoot, managing a brand, or making content that goes viral, she understands exactly how image and presence move the needle. So if you want to be seen, remembered, and paid as the expert that you are, she's the one for you. So welcome, Courtney.
Oh, thank you. Solid intro. That's better than what I have on my website.
Do you want to use this?
Yeah, I'm going to use this for sure.
Awesome. So how long has it been since Beast Games have been over?
Ooh, we stopped filming in September.
Okay.
So it's only been like a few months, but they're already filming again soon.
Oh, really?
You know? Yeah.
So you were the first show.
Yeah, season 1. It started with 2,000 people. I did end up in the top 6.
Top 6?
Yes, top 10 is the same
That's
thing.
impressive, though.
Yes, it was incredible. So we'll see what they do with season 2.
Okay, so first question, how did you get onto a show like Beast Games? So anyone that's looking to get on even reality TV or any type of TV.
Yeah, so there's like a few ways people have done it. A lot of people I talked to during Beast Games said that they found it on Mr. Beast's like Twitter. Okay. I guess he posted some ads about it. I personally have a bunch of different casting websites that I'm a part of. So these, you pay like $100 a month or a year, or whatever it is, and you build a portfolio, and then they publish castings that are happening.
Okay.
And so at the time, there was one that said unscripted reality TV game show, and I was like, that sounds fun. Yeah. So it didn't say Mr. Beast. I had no idea. And I sign up for everything because you only get one in every 100 that you sign up for.
Yes.
You know? So that one ended up working out for me, and it turned out to be Mr. Beast, and just kept going through the process. There were 2 submission videos we had to submit, so those audition videos are important. But I also have like a YouTube video I put out for like the actual links. I've added it all to the YouTube video. So if people want to sign up for season 2, that's already on my YouTube for people to help them out with.
That's really generous of you.
Of course. Oh my gosh, the more the merrier.
Yeah. Tell me, what was it like, first of all, starting off with 2,000 contestants and then being in the top 6?
I knew from the moment that I started with 2,000 people that I was going to end up somewhere very, very close to what I did. I thought I was going to win, not going to lie. I had it in my head. But like even with the 2,000 people, I was like, this is massive. And it was kind of intimidating. I was like, what did I get myself into? But even then I kind of knew like I was going to go super far. I had no doubt.
Do you think it was because of your authenticity?
Yeah, I think that played a huge, huge role. There were people who were less authentic, I think, to themselves and wanted to play more of a game. That didn't really work out for them. But I don't know if that's going to be the case for season 2. It might be different.
Yeah, because I know just watching some of these game shows, like, you know, it's like a chess game. Yeah. And everybody's, you know, I'll do this for you if you do this for me. And then like someone like stabs them in the back, and it's just like this, you know, crazy, like, I get it makes great TV probably, but I love that you stayed true to who you are.
Yeah, the producers love the drama. Like they sit there and they try to pull it out of you. So it was hard to, you know, not say the wrong thing or not say something that they could twist, because they really make it like they want the drama for sure, which is fair.
Yeah, because I've seen them do that with a couple of the you know, who they cast for the show. Right. It's like, I didn't say that, or I didn't say that. And it's like, they just really want to make like, you know, good TV, I guess.
Yeah, I get it. It's more funny and fun and interesting that way. It gets your emotions. I mean, we signed the contract saying you can use our words in whatever way you want. So it's really on us.
Oh, interesting. They make you sign all these papers so that they can. Of course.
Yeah, thick packets of them.
Oh my God. Mm-hmm. So how do you work around that?
It's just kind of a little bit, you kind of got to sacrifice some things to achieve some things. So, you know, in some ways you just have to sacrifice your comfortability and be more aware of what you're saying and more careful. And, you know, I think it takes a lot of brain, you know, you just got to think a lot. Like if you're talking to someone and there's a camera on you, like really think about what you're saying, because you signed away literally like your rights to be like, you said what you said. Yeah. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. So how did Hey Dude start?
The Hey Dude thing is so funny. I genuinely just call everybody dude, even like women, men. I don't know why. I lived in Hawaii, so maybe that's a thing, or just the California vibes, like dude. But I guess in episode 9, there was a game where we had to call each other and then also call Jimmy and put in our votes for people. And every time I'd pick up the phone to call Jimmy, I'd be like, hey, dude, I'm going to vote for this person. And I guess it took him off guard, because I suppose people don't call him dude too much, especially if you're working together in a collaboration on a big TV show. Maybe it was a little casual for him. So people think it's silly and funny that I just humanized the moment just by saying, hey, dude.
But that's how you kept yourself real, too. Just in those moments where you were able to still be authentically you.
True. I was stressed, so it was like I couldn't be anything but authentic in those moments.
You're like, what is happening right now? What a mind, like you said, just like you've got to be, it's like a chess game. I mean, that's the only way I can describe it.
It's a great way to describe it. It's like a psychological chess game for sure.
How did you feel getting to the point that you got to?
I felt amazing. Like it just really proved to me that, one, you don't have to screw people over and be a bad person or to be selfish to get far in life. And I think that's very true. And I also just felt really proud of myself, because I've always wanted to do something like that, like something crazy, big, fun, exciting, and then leave a pretty positive impact on people. So it's more than I even asked for that I could have gotten. I didn't even realize like the gift that I got from that was bigger than like maybe the 10 million in a different way, you know?
Yeah. So do each contestant, like, okay, so the winner gets 10 million, right? And then everybody else gets nothing? Or they get a little something?
Whatever you win, you get. There are people who, like, I took 6th place and I got $7,000 because I won it, essentially, in a different game. But then my friend who got, I think, like 5th or 4th place, you know, got $0 out of it.
Oh, snap.
Yes. I mean, we all got paid a base rate, which is fine. So whether you're there for a week or a month, you got paid $2,000.
Okay.
But you win more money in the game. So there were opportunities for us to make it.
Okay.
But some people didn't. Yeah.
Yeah. So what have you learned from this experience?
So much.
That you are going to take into your future, like, endeavors, your entrepreneurship?
I definitely realized that it's pretty scary being soft in the world. And I think I was pretty soft during season 1, where my heart was soft and I always thought about other people first. And I think the reality is it's really good to have a soft heart, but life just is not that way. That's just not how people operate. So it's more important to care more so for yourself. Just like in the airplane, you know, they tell you put your oxygen mask on before others. Like, the reality of life is you do have to care for yourself before others. Otherwise, you're just going to stay behind, you know? So I did learn kind of a different way of approaching things in life, and not being so soft and being a little bit more confident in my own needs and wants in life. Yeah. And knowing I deserve them.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
And usually that like takes years, like me, or it took me many years, where this put you in, kind of forced you into a really uncomfortable situation, like tested probably every emotion that you could possibly go through. But you did take that away. You're like, no, like I do deserve everything. I do deserve to be first and to be happy. And that, like, that's huge.
Yeah. Yeah. I needed to learn that lesson. I think, I also think it's important for the lesson that I taught others in the show, from the show, is like, it's okay to be soft also, because you can get really far. And I think there's a certain point when you might be able to recognize, okay, it's time to switch up the thought process and now it's about me. So that it's like useful in different ways in different areas of life, but both perspectives are important.
Yeah, no, I do like that. I guess I think when you say soft, that's like still being open and vulnerable, right? And like you can still be a good human, but still care about yourself first.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Perfectly said.
I love it. So what's next for you? Well, I guess let's kind of start up like, so you started a little bit about your backstory. I know we're kind of going a little all over the place, but you said your family's into photography, and that's kind of how you started this journey.
Yeah, so it's actually kind of interesting. My family, since I was born, they really were not, there was no photography like really surrounding me. Before I was born, my grandpa owned a photo studio on the East Coast. And when he died, that got passed on, and my dad took over the photo studio. And eventually I was born and that didn't exist. And now we live in Arizona. And I think it just ran through my blood. I've always loved the creative things in life, and my dad did kind of open up that photography world to me a little bit. And eventually in high school I started to study photojournalism. I loved doing anything that like with photography that told a story. And in high school my photo actually ended up winning an award for a photojournalism association thing. Nice. So we came out to San Fran, I accepted my award, and ever since I was like, oh, I'm kind of good at this. So I was told throughout high school, like, you're never going to make money, you know, with photography unless you're doing wedding photography, which is kind of true. But that did kind of steer me off that path a little bit, put my little creative pursuit aside, made it into a hobby, studied psychology in college, and wanted to do cognitive and behavioral neuropsychology, which I still love, nerd out over every day.
Yes.
But decided that was a little too much for me, and I didn't want to get a doctorate. So after I graduated college, I moved to Hawaii and just did surf photography and worked at a cafe that also sold the surf lessons I was doing surf photography at as a barista. And from then on, I was like, no, I love photography, and I wanted to continue to pursue it. And after 2 years of Hawaii, I moved back to Arizona, became a bartender because the creative life is not an easy one. You got to do a million different things to get there. And I eventually started like my photography business and networking with the right people and just getting hired and brought along on gigs for free. I would do a lot of free work. And eventually my name and my photography just got out and word of mouth, and started to work with a lot of celebrities and artists doing, you know, photography and behind the scenes or reclips of their sets on stage. But I realized photography wasn't really where the money was at, and everybody was right. So we had to turn to video. So I'm not the best videographer. I don't really think that's my cup of tea. I still love photography, but everything did turn to video. And eventually I just started working with brands, doing video stuff for them. And I noticed I'd be going viral for them. I would know how to like get their name out there. I'd blow them up from, you know, getting a typical of like 80,000 views to 10 million views within a week. Yeah, I was like, dang, I'm kind of good at this now.
Yes.
So I just kind of followed that path, and that's what's led me to where I am now.
Okay. So now that you've settled a little bit after the show, like what are you doing? What are you up to?
So now I'm working with a lot of different brands.
Okay.
You know, I've done a lot of work as the face of a brand. So I was the one like in front of the camera for a lot of brands. I've connected to a lot of models and influencers with brands that need to do influencer campaigns. Just the other week, I did a influencer campaign for Rolling Loud, for Loco, and that's off a lot of cough syrup, which is a streetwear brand in LA.
Oh, nice.
And so they did a collaboration. They hired me to do their influencer campaign. I put together a group of amazing content creators that I admire and love, and we just went to Rolling Loud, had a ball, created a bunch of content. And that content caught the eye of Live Nation, and they complimented us on our content. And after that, that's over, forget about it, moving on. Then I did a modeling shoot with King Palm, and I was the model this time. Yes. And then got over that. And then the next thing I did was working with a luxury concierge company, creating their content, helping them go viral. So essentially, just a lot of, you know, brand hopping, helping people get their content pushed out, you know, whatever the brand needs, essentially.
Yeah. So if you could give, like, just say 3 tips to when a brand is trying to go viral, or just not even go viral, but they're just really trying to be seen? Like, could you give us 3 tips, like, to the audience, like what you recommend for them to do?
Sure. Yeah. Whenever a brand reaches out to me and says, we need brand awareness, the first thing I do is I look at their page and I see what's performed the best and what's not been performing. And for whatever reason, I notice a lot of brands continue to create the same things that aren't performing well. So I tell them immediately, whatever you're doing, do the exact opposite, because it's not working and you need to take it a little less seriously. Because people these days, we're scrolling and we don't want to see an ad. We don't really care what you're selling us. We want to feel an emotion, either laugh, cry, send it to our friend, whatever. We're not going to waste time on an ad. So your ad has to trick people into thinking that it's not an ad, essentially. And that's what I really do best. So my top 3 tips would be audit your own page first and foremost and see what's not doing well and stop doing that.
Okay.
Do the opposite. Try to make one video that is more based on emotional pull and not about your product, because if nobody cares about your product, then nobody cares. But if someone cares about your video and they think you're funny, they'll probably go to your page and see your product. And then my third one is just don't take it so seriously. Like everyone is sick of the serious. Like we just want to have a moment to ourselves when we can just enjoy whatever content we're consuming and not be sold something. So I think that the top 3 would be audit yourself and do the opposite. See what's working and what's not working, and try to stop selling your product and start being more authentic and funny or silly.
That's awesome. Those are such great tips.
Yeah.
The first 3 or 4 years ago when I really started this was a different business that I had. And I remember I hired a social team thinking this was the answer to helping me, create content. And they always had this call to action of book a call, do this, da, da, da. And I was like, someone came on my DMs and they're like, Celeste, stop selling. I was like, oh, it's just what I thought I needed to do. It's my team. And so I think there's just this old way of if you don't have a sales call to action, that you're not going to sell anything, which is actually the opposite.
Right. And that changes too, because you were probably right to think that way, especially in the beginning of all this. You're right, because otherwise you do need a call to action. But now we've all caught on to that. Yeah. And now it's okay, what's next? So you have to continue to evolve. Maybe your call to action is reverse psychology, where it's don't look at my page. People are going to be oh, and then click on it because they want to look on it. So you got to get a little creative with it.
Yeah.
But you were not wrong to think that way at first.
Yeah. I mean, you do have to be open to the forever fast changing pace of social media.
Yes.
And find ways to be more creative. And that's where you come in.
I mean, Instagram used to just be a photography platform.
Yes.
Literally. But now it's ads, marketing, comedy. It's crazy how much it's changed.
Yeah. I think I get inundated, and I know a lot of entrepreneurs in this space, any space, LinkedIn, Instagram. I just get I get DMs of I can help you, I can help you, I can help you, I can help you. And I'm just I don't even look at them anymore. Mm-hmm. If someone wants to try to have me use their services, that it's not the way to do it.
Not at all. Yeah, usually I think the best way to get someone to use their service is to just do it for free at first, show them and make them love it, and so that they can't live without it. That's the only way. Because I get a bunch of emails oh, I can help you grow your business. I'm no, you can't, because you just sent me this boring email that I'm going to ignore.
Yeah, exactly.
Good luck.
And I've had a few creative people actually take one of my videos and edit it or something. And I'm and they're what do you think? I'm sorry. Yeah. Just didn't work for me.
Nope. You got to pivot. When you have to pivot, you got to pivot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what do you think is going to is there something do you want to do TV again?
Yeah, I do. I did apply for Beast Games Season 2.
Okay.
I don't know what's going to happen with that yet. Everything's always up in the air. But even if that doesn't work out, I would love to act on Netflix or Hulu or, I love doing commercials. I love when people send me my commercials and they're I saw you in this ad. Because I don't know why I like it. I just like it. It's fun. And I'm how am I getting paid for this? I'm just playing pretend with people. It's kind of silly, but I do want to continue acting, modeling. I love what I do. I love managing people and helping brands, but I want to just scale it and get bigger.
Yeah, I know you are. Yeah. I mean, we met at this event just a couple weeks ago. And I think that inner circle like is really focused on probably all those little, sections that you're really interested in.
Yeah.
And hopefully like even that, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if you are in multiple groups to kind of diversify.
I mean, I'm a pretty diverse person. Like I wish I could pinpoint what I'm good at and what I need to do, but I'm just doing it all because I like what I do.
Yeah, but I think as a creative too, like you have options, and it's always good to even have like as I've learned in the last couple years, just be open to things that I never saw were even in my vision, right? Until I met somebody that was like, oh, well, what do you think of this? You're like, oh, well, yeah, maybe. Right. And then try it.
Exactly. Yeah, that's actually, that's kind of how I like to say yes to everything, especially because I'm like, I know new things are coming.
Yeah.
And so when you say yes and you plant seeds, like there's always going to be something new in the future that you didn't even think about existing that exists. Like my job now, when I studied psychology in college, I had no idea that I could like do this for like money. You know what I mean? Whether it's acting, modeling, hiring other people to do the acting and modeling. I don't know. It's just, you can kind of create the life you want as long as you continue planting the seeds and pushing forward and don't doubt yourself, because it will happen.
Yeah. I hear a lot of the blocks that people are like the self-doubt. And also it's just like, I've talked about this on a lot of shows today because I think this is so like there's a common theme, right, of getting uncomfortable. It's like that is where the growth happens, and people usually stop there.
Yes, the uncomfortability is like, that's my favorite thing, because when I start feeling a little uncomfortable, I'm like, I'm just taking a step in a new direction that I'm not used to, and that's a good thing. It's always fun.
But that's a good way to look at it.
Yeah.
Right? Even like any kind of entrepreneurship, anything that you're doing, whether it's a product, whether you're, whatever that looks like for you, is the only way to grow is just to keep pushing forward. And like, even when it like, we don't always have the great days, like these are great, everything feels good. We have these days too. And it's like, I think that's when you need to push a little bit harder, but then that's like even better.
Exactly. Yeah. It's kind of weird how life works. There's like a balance of things.
Yeah.
But I feel like definitely the more uncomfortable you are, the better, because your comfort really does hold you back into a space where you're just so used to sitting there. Like you'll literally stay stagnant forever if you're always comfortable. That's not the move.
Yeah. No, that's great. Like that mindset. So like, what are some tools that you take like on a daily as doing different things? Like what are maybe like 3 things that you focus on? Is it like mindset? Is it like health and wellness? Like, is there a ritual or thing that you do on a daily?
I'm awful at scheduling myself. I have literally no basis of what I do every day. It's always different. I always wake up at a different time. I don't know why I don't have the discipline to put a schedule to my life, but I think it's because like the more freedom I give myself, the more I try to fill my life with things. Like the more I'm doing, I'm measuring my success on how busy I am. Like I want to keep myself busy. So I think that my mindset on that is like, just like, don't stop, like never settle. That's just my constant mindset. I'm like, no, I need to keep going. And everything is always good enough. I don't tell myself like, this isn't good enough, because that doesn't work for my mindset.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is great, but I'm going to keep doing better. Like, it's just maybe that motivation or the power behind that keeps me going. Because also, I don't really have like a secure job with money coming in every month and I know how much I'm getting.
Yeah.
I have to just make the money myself. And so in order to do that, I have to do the reach out. I have to go sit at a cafe for hours and search who I want to work with and send them my proposals. I mean, it's not all, people don't just come and find me all the time. It's a lot of work on my end. So the motivation, knowing that like I have to do it myself or it's not going to get done at all, and then always trying to level up and do better. Right. I think that's the best mindset that I've kept over these years.
I love that. That's inspiring. It's like mindset, man. It's like, this is great, but I'm going to do something better. Like this is, Yeah, just like owning where you're at and saying like, this is amazing. Because how do you think have people found you more now that you've been on a show like Mr. Beast?
No, I mean, more people definitely have found me, but that hasn't really, I noticed it's really still all on me to make the money.
Okay, interesting.
I've had brands find me and reach out, which is nice. It's a lot easier, but that doesn't mean that the sale's being made. Like a lot of brands will reach out and it will fall through. Especially now, because I think it's a little bit harder now that I'm having all these brands or people even reach out, because then I'll forget to follow up, or like I don't have the capacity. And that's really where the money is made. It's in the follow up, and it's in like my work. So I have to do more work now, I think. Essentially.
You're like, thanks.
Yeah.
Why don't you hire an assistant, like a VA or something?
I do. An agency reached out to do some stuff for me. I noticed that the only way I make money is on my own for some reason. I don't know why.
Because you're so magnetic and you're authentic. And that's something that I was drawn to you right away. I just like, you're such a like, not that everybody at the event was like bad people. No, awesome. I was just really drawn to like how open, sweet, vulnerable, like you're just authentic.
Oh, thank you.
And people are drawn to that.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah. And it's like, okay.
That is kind of part of it. I noticed when I was building this career, like you can't always delegate everything, because then it loses the flair that you bring to it. Yeah. So it's hard. Like I want to delegate that stuff, but I think a lot of people do. They just expect me and my energy, and that's how I make my money. I mean, if I could hire an assistant and they could give that same energy, I think it would work out. But a lot of it's in-person networking too.
Right. Oh my gosh. That's like some of the most powerful things. I think the most powerful ways to move the needle in business is by far networking.
Oh yeah.
Getting into rooms with people that are more successful than you. And then like I talk about this a lot because there's just one of us, right? And yes, people love to work with who we are, but it's like, okay, but how can I get in front of more people than just like these one-on-ones or whatever? But those two things have been so paramount to my growth.
Good. Those are great things. Networking is literally everything. Even it's really all in who you know. Like everybody says that, and like you can work really, really hard, but if people don't know your name, they're not going to remember you, or they don't know your face. Yeah. They're going to look at the person in front. It's whatever's easiest and in front of people that they like. Yeah. So like you really do have to put yourself out there. Right. And do it every day too.
And actually the third thing that I've just recently done in the last 6 months is speaking.
Ooh.
So getting on stage, because then people really understand like your story and why you do what you do. Because just going to a networking event, you're not like, oh, hold on, let me give you my 15-minute keynote, like about me and about my business. So that has been also a really good game changer.
I'd like to start speaking. That's cool.
Yeah. Do you want to?
Yeah, I kind of want to learn. I don't know what I would talk about because I'm all over the place. But
that's just being creative.
Yeah, part of the life.
I feel the same way. I'm like, right. But like you have to just like, I've worked with a speaking coach for a little bit to help me with all the things, like create something that works and flows. Cool. Because it still takes practice, which it's foreign to me. I can sit here and talk all day.
Yeah.
But when I'm on stage trying to really like give a powerful speech.
So different.
It's so different.
Even when I started my photography career, like the largest crowd that I was in front of was 80,000 people, which is huge.
Wow.
But I'm not doing anything. I'm not the DJ. I'm not speaking, but I'm like go like this with my camera, like trying to take photos, because I remember like the feeling is just insane. It's overwhelming.
80,000.
Yes.
Wow.
It was a Zed's Dead set.
I love that.
In Tennessee, I think.
Okay, in Tennessee.
Yeah.
That's great. I like all that music. But.
Yeah, I got the privilege of shooting their entire label that was playing at this festival called Bonnaroo.
I know Bonnaroo.
Yeah. Bonnaroo is just like huge. So I was running around everywhere exhausted, shooting everyone on the label, including Zed's Dead and Nostalgics and a few other smaller artists beneath, them. But it was crazy. But yeah, that feeling of being on stage in front of them, like it's like my favorite feeling, but at the same time, I'm like shaking and about to throw up and cry because I'm so nervous, but I still love that feeling.
Because you're pushing yourself out of your comfort zone.
Yeah, it's that discomfort.
Yeah. How do you prepare for like getting in front of camera? Are you in front of camera now more than you were as the photographer?
I'm like never behind the camera. I'm always in front of it now. Yeah. So it's completely different. That got some taking used to. I think I just probably got used to being in front of the camera like for the past 2 years. Okay. There's a video of me in Paris when I went and traveled there for a little bit where I'm like, no, get the camera off me. Like, no, I don't want to. Like, it was just a little awkward and didn't like it. And then now I'm over here like filming myself front camera with the flash on in public. Like, I don't care.
Yeah.
So that did take a lot of training. It wasn't even like, it was actually unlearning certain patterns where I thought that I had to learn how to be better in front of the camera or learn this. And there are some things we do have to learn, but most of it was unlearning. Like, you don't have to be embarrassed, and you can have awkward pauses in front of the camera because guess what? We're going to edit it, and like, who cares? We're going to edit that out anyway. Right. So at the end of the day, like, that was probably one of the most important things that I did for myself when it came to what I do now.
Okay. So for the audience who are speakers, who are getting on stage or they're in front of cameras now, they're getting TV spots, what are 3 tips you can give them?
Ooh.
To showing up confident and like being comfortable enough?
Yeah. I would say, see, I haven't really spoken in front of a bunch of people yet. Okay. So I don't have the best advice for that because I guess the way that I speak to a bunch of people is by going viral. But to me, it's just me and the camera and I'm alone or I'm with friends. But when it comes to something like that, like something that's helped me is the feeling of anxiety and excitement are the exact same feelings, but anxiety is just the negative aspect, whereas excitement is like you're pumped. So if you're feeling anxiety, there's a way that you can transmute that energy into excitement, and eventually you'll feel confidence when you continue to transmute that energy over and over again. And so it's like more so training yourself and unlearning the things that are holding you back.
Yeah.
For sure.
No, that's so great. I mean, even like, I'm sure getting on TV for the first time may have experienced that.
We were in front of that whole thing. It broke a world record for how many cameras were on us at all times. There was over 1,000 cameras on us at all times.
What?
Yeah. And I was like, okay, this is kind of crazy. And eventually, like, I forgot the cameras were there because we were there for a month, but it was extremely overwhelming at first, you know? So I think, wow. What's that called? What's the therapy called when you like put yourself in your fear?
I don't know.
It's like conversion. No, it's not conversion. No,
it's something.
It's something therapy.
Yeah.
But it's like therapeutic to really put yourself in places where you're super uncomfortable and like almost overdo it to the point where it doesn't even matter anymore.
Oh.
Yeah. Like,
got it.
Really push yourself.
So that worked.
Yeah, it worked. I'm like 1,000 cameras. I can handle.
Bring it on.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. Like.
Yeah. Well, that too. And then also Beast Games was like globally like the #1 most viewed game show in history. So you have to be okay with being perceived, you know?
In the way that you're going to be perceived.
Yeah, however you're going to be perceived.
But the one thing I learned is you can't control the way others feel, look, whatever about you.
Right. That's why the only opinion that really matters is your own. And the way to like have that control over your energy is to focus within. Like, you can't think about what other people are thinking of you while you're talking to all the people. You're going to mess up. You got to really focus on that energy within so that whatever you're saying, even if you're just rambling, it still aligns with you, like who you are.
Yeah. The one thing that I've learned that has helped me with, and I'm still working through it, guys, but is when I get in and I'm speaking, I got to get out of my head and into the emotion. So when you're up there like, oh, am I memorizing my line? I'm going to fuck up. I'm going to get it. Yes, you're going to mess up. It's not going to be perfect. I can say the same speech over and over and over and practice, and I'm still going to say it different every time. But if I get out of my head and into I know my story, get into the feeling of it, that's when things start to come out right.
And that's you taking control of your energy. That feeling, I think that's really what energy is feeling. Like, 'cause you can feel energy.
Yeah.
So feeling's gotta be made of energy. So that makes sense.
Yeah.
I like that.
So next time, or when you start to speak.
Yeah. Just get in the feels.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it'll come out. Like I think what's happening is you're trying to make sure that you're delivering.
Right.
But you'll know that after a little while. It's just like, okay, get out of the head.
Yeah, because people will feel that and they'll start paying attention to your energy that you're outputting. Not even just your words, but like the energy behind them. So that makes a lot of sense.
Well, I appreciate you coming today. I know it was like, a little last minute, but you were just like, let's do this.
I need time. You can hit me up like an hour before and I'll show up as long as I'm free.
Girl, I wish I could live my life like that. But you know what? I admire that.
Oh, thanks.
Because I was there at one time in my life, and now I have to really be disciplined with and be very like intentional with my minutes and my hours. So.
Right. I kind of can't wait to get there because I feel like I'm just a mess all over the place, but I can do it for now.
You're doing your thing though. Like you have to understand like who you are, and this what has worked for you. Maybe it won't forever, but right now it's still good.
Right now I'm chilling. I'm grinding. When I get tired and I gotta
and you go to sleep.
Yeah, then I go to bed. I love
You're adult enough to listen to the things that you need, right?
Yes, and then childlike enough to still enjoy the rest of life.
I love that. So
I really, I mean, I'm like almost 30, I'm like 28 years old.
So you look young.
I do.
You don't act young.
Okay, good.
You just look young.
Okay,
like I didn't want to ask because
I don't care.
But yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, thanks. Yeah, I need to get my stuff together soon.
Well, because you're just popping off.
Yeah.
You are. Like you putting in the work, like, and you're also learning and listening to what you love to do.
Totally. Oh my gosh, there's no other way to go about life. Then you're just living for other people, and that is no fun.
I used to be a people pleaser, and that didn't help anybody.
I know. So. You're such a sweetheart. I can tell. You probably went through all the motions and
all the things.
Yeah.
And then, then you learn.
Yep. And now we're here.
Exactly. Now we're here. See, look at us now, guys. Is there anything that's coming up or anything that you want to talk to the audience about that maybe I didn't cover?
I never know what's coming up, but I definitely think it's important to stay tuned because there are always amazing things coming up. Some things I can't even talk about that I do know are coming up, but I can't say much about. So I'd say like get ready for some surprises.
Yes. Yeah. And then where can people find you?
You can find me on my Instagram at Court_Ferris, or if you want to follow TikTok and YouTube, it's still Court Ferris. You'll find me.
Yeah. Court Ferris all around.
Yeah, you'll find me some way, somehow.
I love it. I'm so excited to see what's new for you. And don't worry, I'm going to be following you and, seeing you in other places. So,
well, thank you so much for having me. I always enjoy talking to you, and I'm always down to hang out whenever, do podcasts whenever.
Yes. All right. Thank you so much.
Of course. Thank you.